Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the episode 2 of Luxury Living with Ram Rattan Group. I'm your host of this beautiful episode. I'm the brand ambassador of Ram Rattan Group. Today's guest is very special. I'm going to introduce her to you. Dr. Ramon Llamba, a renowned expert in quantum physics, somatic physiotherapy, spiritual psychology, and breathwork facilitation. Dr. Lamba's unique approach to mastering the mind and body has transformed the lives of many. Ram Rattan Group is synonymous for luxury and living. We have been doing this talk show from 2021, and by God's grace, we are back with you again. The first talk show happened last Saturday, and now we are on. All charged for to welcome our guest for the afternoon, Dr. Ramon.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Richa, for creating this and welcoming me so beautifully.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ramon, for taking our time and being part of this beautiful luxury living by Ram Rattan Group.
Thank you again.
So,
Yes.
just to start it right, of course, while I was reading it through, you have so many accomplishments, so many achievements. But I would like you to please introduce yourself in detail to our viewers.
So, hello, everybody, and my name is Dr. Ramon Llamba, and I excel in the field of energy work, and I'm a life coach and a therapist by profession. So, in a nutshell, what I do is I help people upgrade the quality of their mental, emotional, and spiritual well being as holistic wellness. And I also teach them the right tools of living their life, because mostly in life, we get caught up in spaces where our own emotions come in the way of our relationships, or
Absolutely.
our own behaviors come in the way, or we don't know how to deal with so many situations. So helping them navigate through life and becoming a winner in every aspect of their life is exactly what I do.
You make people winners.
Yeah, actually, yeah, becoming the creators of their reality.
Rightly put. So, talking about the physical properties, and that's how a person thinks. But it's not only about physical property, but also about creating a lifestyle. How do you think real estate developers can integrate holistic well-being aspect in terms of the luxury offerings?
So, the very word holistic well being includes all of the elements of nature. So, when you understand the universe at its core essence, it's made out of a combination of all the elements: earth, water, air, fire, and space.
Right.
So, when you talk about luxury real estate, it is all about defined spaces. The more space you have, the more openness you have, the more you could, live with organic farming, and you could add in the elements of water. Like, when you have a farm space, you have a water body, you have the pool, you could have add in fire elements. The air and the space is always there, so that adds on to a lot. Like how in Ayurveda they give a lot of significance to the elements:
Right.
earth, water, air, and fire. So that's exactly how living in open spaces and luxury farm spaces can actually add on to our mental, our emotional, and our physical well being. And when these three bodies are integrated, it naturally adds on to our spiritual well being as well.
Absolutely. And I think people are more towards it after the COVID period because they are now more towards, they have the new mantra, shifting from junk food or to eating clean, eating right, and going towards the organic farming. Absolutely rightly placed, I would say, Dr. Ramon.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, talking about Ram Rattan Group, how has been your association so far? Because as per what I know, from being an investor to now being a partner, how it has been.
So my association and relationship with Ram Rattan again is coming from a very holistic space, because the chairman, Mr. Vijayji, is a first a dear friend, and we started with investors, and he actually the support system or the ecosystem that he has created for his investors and for his clients is really really phenomenal. So my journey from being an investor uh, to being a partner has been really great and very easy, because I think personally, Mr. Vijayji is a very giving person and a very accommodating person. And I think it fits into every paradigm of what an investor or partner would be looking for. Easy
So
payments
true.
and being so much in allowance of everything that's there. So I think it's been a very great journey, and I'm really excited about this. And I would look forward to more association personally.
For sure. Talking about Vijay ji, of course, जमीन से जुड़े हुए उनके principles and values are so strong that Gen X की जिसकी हम बात करते हैं, I have been to so many meetings and he really has his own charm of placing things right and which makes sense to all the generations.
Absolutely.
Talking about the next question, Ram Rattan Group has a rich legacy in farmhouses and luxury living. How do you see the future of luxury real estate evolving, especially in terms of sustainability and technology advancements?
Like you said, Richa, especially right after COVID, uh, the entire mindset of people is changing. Working from home has become a new normal, and people are actually realizing that health is wealth. And definitely, an external environment adds on to your mental and emotional and physical well being, because it impacts our inner energy. So, luxury farm living and luxury living is the next new, uh, I would say, the in thing where people are focusing and they're realizing that if they don't have great health and an outer space aligned to create something for their health, there's no point of living life. What are we living for? So I personally feel the future is very bright, and the younger generation, they want more open spaces, right? So they're moving out to larger space, picking up farmhouses, and I literally have seen so many younger generation people working from farmhouses, from the family farmhouses. So I think it's a very bright future, and we're really, really excited once again, like I said, to take this forward.
That's great. That's really lovely to hear that. As per you, what is the one iconic feature which you feel Ram Rattan Group has?
They're very grounded, rooted, and they're very real, right? Because in my experience of the past with Ram Ratan, I realized that the promises that were made were delivered. And I think they just own up to all their commitments. And it's not false promises in the air, number one. Number two, the pricing is very realistic, very affordable. And the support structure that you have through the entire process of from paying the advance to the entire end result, I think it's really impeccable and supportive. So I would put Ram Ratan one edge above the others for especially the values and the grounding, the rootedness that they come from. Very grounded and very real.
Absolutely. I agree too. And I mean, how long have you been associated on a personal note? How long have you been associated with?
So personally, I know Vijayji from the last 5 or 6 years, but in the last 3 years we came in as an investor, and we did invest in a chunk of land with them for our future project.
Right.
And now currently we've tied up with them and partnered with them to come up with the farmhouse project.
आई थिंक दैट इज द चार्म और दैट इज समथिंग जैसे होता है ना असूलों के लोग हर तरीके के लोगों को जोड़ लेते हैं डॉक्टर रमोन बिकॉज फॉर मी ऑल्सो इट्स बीन 5 years एंड आई फील दैट it's an asset to me and when I talk about my accomplishments Ram Rattan Group stands out. Everybody in my society knows about it and they are the ones who are either investing for having this as their second home or investing in terms of securing their assets. What do you think one mantra or one rule which you suggest for the people who are looking forward to invest in luxury living?
I would just like to say that anything that's connected to Mother Earth, वो हमारे ancestors कहते हैं जो भी धरती थे से जुड़ा हुआ है ना, it's real, it's material, and it is never ever ever going to uh, leave your money as a waste. It's always going to give you some returns. So anything that's so grounded to Mother Earth, is always going to be full of abundance.
It's
So I
always
like to
going to heal
believe
you a
that.
lot of things. Yes.
Sorry.
ये एब्सोल्युटली जो धरती से जुड़ा होता है वो कभी भी वो हमेशा बढ़ोतरी की तरफ ही जाता है. इट
Yeah,
ऑलवेज जैसे बोला जाता था, माय दादा यूज्ड टू से दैट धरती से जुड़े हुए लोग, धरती से जुड़ी हुई जो चीज एसेट्स
Zameen.
होते हैं, जो जमीन
Yeah,
होती है, उसके बारे में दैट यू शुड ऑलवेज इन्वेस्ट इन दैट. व्हाइल वी एज जेन एक्स वी इन्वेस्ट इनटू एसआईपीज, getting our varied schemes, derivatives and so many new features, but जो ग्रो करता है, they are not, it's not subject to majorly on the market risk, is the land investment.
yeah. Like, if you look at an example, look at everything in nature, right? Everything that is rooted into Mother Earth gives fruits. Like a tree, it's rooted into Mother Earth, so it bears its fruits, right? People who are rooted and grounded are always successful people. So I personally believe that the earth element contributes a lot to our well-being and our materialness and our abundance. So my mantra would be anything connected to Mother Earth is abundant.
Absolutely. कुछ बैसाखी विशेष आ रही हैं. Do you know Punjabi, Dr. Ramoon?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely,
So
yes.
would you like to wish everybody? मैं कोशिश कर सकती हूँ, तो I'm पंजाबी बट मुझे इतनी अच्छी से पंजाबी नहीं आती. आप मुझे बताना कि मैं सही बोल रही हूँ नहीं बोल रही हूँ. And then of course you can have your grand wish for everybody before we move on to the last question and the rapid fire round. सारिਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ. Was it
Yeah,
a
I
little?
think that was quite good.
Oh, is it?
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
wishing
happy Vaisakhi
everybody.
to one and all.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
moving on to the last question before the rapid fire round, could you share a success story or example where your holistic approach to real estate and well-being made a significant difference in a client's life or project outcome?
So the very fact that when you're talking about luxury living or maybe expansive spaces, food is one of the best things that we take for healing, right? So when you have organic farming in open lands, and when you know where the source of the food is coming from, how it's grown, and it's not having a lot of chemicals and fertilizers, and that accelerates your healing process because um, 30% of our healing or 40% of our healing is nutrition that we take in. So when we have expansive space and we're growing our own food, especially after COVID, breathing fresh air, a greener life, right? When your open spaces and there are lots of plants. The other thing that I really endorse for my healing is grounding and earthing, walking barefoot on our grass. पुराने ज़माने में ये बहुत ही फॉलो किया जाता था. And when you have open farms, and walking barefoot on the grass can reduce immunity and actually increase our well-being and reduce blood pressure and all our lifestyle disease. So definitely farm living is the next in thing for a mental, emotional, and a holistic well-being. A simple act of breathing fresh air also can contribute so much to everything about our existence. So Garima Katyar asks, Dr. Ramon, what do you think should be the steps which one should take while investing in
We are
real
gonna
estate?
take questions in some time, Dr. Ramon,
Okay.
because my backend team is saying that there are so many questions as people are really enjoying this small quickie chat show which we are having. But before further questions, I would request the backend team to please play the video of Ram Rattan Group. And now we are ready for the rapid fire round. So have you seen rapid fire rounds? I mean, where the question can be as long as whatever, but the answer has to be very short, crisp, and within few seconds. It has to be the first thing which comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Sure. Yes, I am.
We have
I'm a
not made it
little
quirky, so
nervous
don't worry.
also. Yeah,
Sorry,
okay,
I missed
let's go
that.
for it. I said I'm a little nervous also, but let's go for it.
For sure. Don't worry. I am being very nice and kind. In terms of the questions, they are very to the point. But slowly and gradually, when you come to the next series, we are gonna have some personal questions as well. Yeah. All right. Are you ready, Dr. Ramon?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. The first question: farmhouse for living or farmhouse for investment? What's your personal take
For living.
for living? Okay. One must-have feature in the dream luxury farmhouse, according to you.
Water body.
What about you? Top reason people choose farmhouses as their second home.
Holistic well-being.
Holistic well-being. Tips for maintaining and enhancing farmhouse natural beauty.
Uh, Tips can't be in one word, right? So, I mean,
You can choose the top three.
top three. So the first one is just making sure there's lots of green area, water body, like adding in all the four elements. There's air, water, fire, and earth.
Okay, interesting. One word that describes your philosophy of life.
जिंदगी अच्छी है.
जिंदगी अच्छी है. अच्छा मुझे लगा आप बोलोगे जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I
I
feel,
hear from my
yeah,
people.
that's very familiar. But I feel we actually are all blessed, but we don't actually see how blessed we are and how beautiful our life is. We don't even
Absolutely.
value it because we just are
We're
constantly
not much
focusing.
grateful on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, because we're
Absolutely.
focusing on the things that are not there and we're just complaining. But life is beautiful. जिंदगी अच्छी है. पीछे भी मेरे लिखा हुआ है, if you can see.
Oh wow, that's your tagline.
Yeah,
Oh, excellent. Your favorite quote that motivates you in challenging times.
tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Oh, quite solid one. Your prediction for the next big thing or the next big trend in luxury real estate.
Farmhouse living and land investment and land banks.
Few words about the chairman of Ram Rattan Group, Mr. Vijay Chaudhary.
Okay, I think he's one of the most humble person that I've ever come across in my life, rooted, grounded to his roots and connected, and a very, very, very giving and a generous soul. And this is one quality that I really admire in people because when you have an open heart to give, then obviously whatever you give out comes back to you, and the universe then abundantly blesses you back. So with Vijayji, our association has been really of a very contributive space, and I think his vision to take the luxury real estate to the next paradigm is what I really respect the most. And he goes out of the way to support people who have a goal or a dream into the luxury real estate. So, the essence that I would like to say is he's very supportive, generous, and he's a man of a vision.
Absolutely. The last one, before we take our viewers' questions, your fantasy of how farmhouse is gonna be in 2050.
My dream and fantasy is like everybody would have their own personal space where they're growing their own vegetables, food, and they're so self-sufficient in their own ecosystem, and being so enough and stepping to a healthier mental, emotional, and physical health, and that in tune will take us to being more better spiritual people, and that's going to make our world a better place because we're going to be so aligned within, so calm inside. The vibrations will be so pure and nice.
Your vibrations indeed are quite positive and right to the point, and everybody, whatever I've heard about you, it's absolutely right. My fantasy of farmhouses in 2050s, have you seen their cartoon Jetsons, where
Yeah,
everything comes out? And I really feel that maybe 20-25 years down the line we will be having airspace, which in any ways is in plan,
yeah,
and the farmhouses will be like mixture of that with lot
wow.
of excitement and so on. So thank you so much, Dr. Ramon. We'll just have quick 2-3 questions before we end this amazing chat show. Kavita Rathi says, after COVID, people have moved more towards a greener life. What are your thoughts on that?
So definitely because what we went through COVID, and if you're in a closed space, you felt claustrophobic, and COVID was all about the lungs and breath and oxygen. So when you have more open space and more greenery around you, uh, it also facilitates your healing process faster. Like I said, a simple act like grounding, walking barefoot on the grass for half an hour every day increases your immunity, right? So when you have more open space, and people have begun to realize that a closed space is only claustrophobic, and they've moved more towards the paradigm of open farm spaces.
Right. The next question is from Tina. She says, Dr. Ramon, you being an expert, do you think a farm life has a better positive impact than a city life?
Definitely, for sure, because when you understand the psychological benefits or the health benefits or the emotional benefits of an open space, right? The more space you have, the more you can actually invest in your own well being, right? Like, again, I'm repeating, when you look at the whole concept of Ayurveda, it is all about space and water and earth and fire. And when you have these elements aligned around in an open space, when you have enough greenery, you actually are breathing in fresh air. And our entire survival is about our prana or our breath. What are we breathing in? Right? So, definitely, yes. So when you take a deep breath in, your brain produces serotonin, oxytocin. These are the chemicals that our breathing produces, meditation produces. So when you have an open space, automatically you get inclined to a lifestyle like this.
I hope that answers your question, Tina. Bhakti says, if you are to choose, will you prefer living in a city with modern amenities or farm life with simple ones?
I would love to create a balance between both. But if I had to choose one, then I would definitely choose a farm living with simpler amenities, more grounded to myself and my roots.
Thank you, Bhakti, for your question. Garima says, Dr. Ramon, what do you think should be the steps which one need to take care while investing in real estate?
The first thing is know who you're buying it from, and knowing the person or the company that you're investing into, the trust factor is the most essential part. After that, I think it's the location and your approach towards the location and the open space. But primarily of all is, I think the most important thing is the company that you're investing into has to be reliable and trustworthy and supportive as at the same time.
You need to check your groundwork, Garima. I
Yeah.
mean, when if you are planning to invest into real estate, it's very important to check your groundwork. So I have something very exciting in front of me, and just to show everybody, this is a new project. I hope it's visible. This is a new project of Ram Rattan Group and Dr. Ramon. So first of all, congratulations, Dr. Ramon, and the entire team of Ram Rattan Group, the chairman, Mr. Vijay
Thank
Chaudhary.
you.
Can you please brief everybody, all our viewers who are watching live from Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, as to what is it about?
So, Golden Age Iswara is a holistic lifestyle living where we are coming up with a holistic center or wellness center where we only the entire primary focus is going to be mental, emotional, and spiritual well being along with physical well being. And also now the farm project that we're coming up with is in partnership with Mr. Vijay Chaudhary and with Ram Rattan, because it is just a dream that, trying to create a heaven on earth where you could just provide a space inside of which people come and just feel whole and complete. So Iswara means Ishwara, right, in Sanskrit, but we've just taken like a modern version of it, is Swara. And the entire objective of this Swara is to give people that essence of feeling safe on this planet, providing them a space where they could just feel that life is really beautiful and abundant, and they can actually create anything that they would like to. So Iswara has been a dream come true, and I'm really, really excited about this. And I really
So
want to
are we, and
personally,
we look forward
yeah.
for a launching party for sure.
Oh yes, definitely, and actually pay a lot of gratitude to Mr. Vijayji for all his support and nurturing this dream and make it happen.
Excellent. We had a question from Devishish in between that, you, I mean, similar to what I was asking, that there is a way of investments which we talk about: FDs, mutual funds, putting into stock market, and lot of other things which we generally talk about. Our portfolio has all of this. What do you think? Investing in real estate is better than the traditional way of doing into all this?
So, personally, when you look at your investment portfolio, I'm a little very traditional because uh, coming from an old school thought, I like investing in assets that don't have a third party involvement or a third party risk. So, personally, if you ask me, and also when I look at the appreciation value, if it's invested in the right place, number one, you have complete hold of your property or your land that you have. So, there's no third party involvement in it. Number two, if it's in the right place, invested at the right time, then the appreciative value is much, much more far fetched than the FDs and mutual funds. That does not mean I'm discouraging this, but if you have an expanded investment portfolio, then do it in all of them. But if it's limited, then definitely I would highly go in for real estate investments, doing your groundwork and keeping your money safe.
देविशीष, that answers your question. And जमीन से जुड़ो और हमेशा उसका फल पाओ, ऐसा बोला जाता है, and I think I have placed it right too, somewhat right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramon, for joining us today. It was indeed a pleasure, and I'm gonna meet you personally pretty soon. And of course,
So
we are
we're
waiting
looking
for the
forward.
launch party of this beautiful association, joint venture, and the partnership which is happening between Dr. Ramon Llamba and Ram Rattan Group. Any last lines for our viewers?
All I would like to say is life is really, really beautiful. And every moment live with gratitude because that is the doorway to abundance. And the hard money that you're earning, make sure you're putting it in the right place, investing so that your money starts making money for you. So be a wise investor and actually start understanding how you can become abundant through these little logical investments that you make. Because no matter how abundant we are, material wealth always adds on and upgrades our lifestyle and our way of living. And just be in gratitude every moment.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग इन. जिंदगी अच्छी है, ये आज हमने सीखा
Yeah.
डॉक्टर रमोन से. एंड वी आर गोना मीट अगेन नेक्स्ट सैटरडे एट 1:30 p.m. with a new guest. Thank you so much again, Dr. Ramon, and thank you everybody for joining us from across platforms. We will make sure that Dr. Ramon and Ram Rattan Group, and of course me, will reach back to you and show gratitude for joining in terms of your compliments and questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richa. Thank you, everybody.